Imwepa social media mwalina kidila, you are very free. I don't want to be like you at the office. I want you to be free. That's what your audience love you for. If you are more official of your mifi, Queen Pumi, if you have more quisa, pan mwesa padi emanyo mwamba verified. Pama pages ya mula shana na ukushana. So I want you to be free and I want you to express yourself very, very well. The comments are already in. Someone has said Chipo should have gone to the first lady. She shouldn't even have gone to the president. Now, and he says, look, they are attacking me. They are so evil. They are so bad. Chipo, are you pregnant? Can you stand up? Show the audience if you are pregnant. And the poor young lady was made to stand and show that she wasn't pregnant. I found that totally disrespectful, whatever the allegation was. The president repeated the matter in the presence of the first lady and in the presence of the entire nation. Let's just listen to this, then I'll solicit for your views.
This Chipokota here one day came to me weeping in State House because she gets whipped because she's a Manawasa on things she doesn't even know. And I said, Chipo, sit here. This is part of your inheritance. You have to accept that. Indeed. And I said, go back to your office and continue working. Surely, to say that Chipo, my daughter, can carry the president's child, myself, is that a matter that we should really be discussing in the public? But it comes with the territory. And I said, go back to your office and continue working. It was very difficult for her. So this is what this public office are. And my wife is a mother to her. I said, what is this? I said, relax. Just relax. Relax. That's your daughter then.
So, Queen Pumi, this was a serious matter. As you can hear, even the first lady confronted him over this matter. And, he casually says, I told her to relax, relax. But there are also other issues from a professional perspective. State House is a professional institution. It has a hierarchy. The president discloses that the young lady walked up to his office and gave this personal, emotive allegation that she had seen in the media and that she was crying about it. I thought there would be human rights. I mean, there would be the department that deals with things like that. You have the principal private secretary and you have the permanent secretary. There is even, the human department that should deal with this issue. You are a practitioner, I know this. Just give us your perspective about this entire matter. I think that the president continues to embarrass the young lady.
Watch the entire video, my lovely viewers, to get the whole thing. Without wasting much of your time, let's get right into it.
This is DJ Mutati exclusive.
Hi lovely viewers, it's me again, your one and only Mutati Mpundu. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time on my channel, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting the subscribe button down below. Turn the bell icon to join the notification squad. Don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think about this video in the comment section below. I'll be super glad to hear from you lovely viewers.
Good day and welcome to today's broadcast. Today is a review of the broadcast of events of the week. We are trying something new and I've got a good surprise for you. I've got, very strong social media influencers. The women have been doing very well with the interactions on Facebook, on TikTok, YouTube, and I thought we should try something. I thought that we should see how we can incorporate them when we do something like this. Today we are reviewing three major issues. The matter in the South African High Court, the Gauteng division, where the High Court ruled in favor of the Attorney General to repatriate the remains of the late president, but the family objected to that judgment and they've appealed against that judgment. There were two processes. The process number one was to go to the same court, the same 3 panel of judges. Sorry, just a minute. From the same judges filed what we call leave to appeal. This is permission to appeal from the same court. And they immediately went to the Constitutional Court. In the Constitutional Court, they are saying the judgment is wrong, that it should be set aside in totality, and that the judge was talking about the Zambian law that doesn't apply in South Africa, and that the judgment was misdirected. That's item number one. Then we have miscellaneous events that occurred in the week. For example, the president, his conduct on Saturday at a 17th memorial for the late president, Zambia's third president, Levi Patrick Mwanawasa, and it was jointly held for even the former First Lady because Mama Maureen Mwanawasa was buried on the day that the late president died, 19th, I think August. So there was a joint service that was held. First of all, government supports the 1st, 5th, 10th, 15th, 20th, 25th anniversaries like that. This was the 17th. So it immediately attracted attention for us at Follow Protocol. What is the president doing at this? Because government is not supposed to be present, but there was a full presence of both cabinet office and government. Remember, the regulation says the 1st, 5th, 10th, 15th, 20th. This was the 17th. But it was also the first memorial for the former First Ladies. Again, in our law, we have not provided for the First Ladies or the former First Ladies. There is no such office as the former or the First Lady. There is no such office in our country. And these are matters that gives us an opportunity to review. Do we need to reform our laws? What happens when our First Ladies, former First Ladies or First Ladies die if they are not provided for in the law? So government or the president will use discretion. Then there are other matters that the ladies that I've invited would like to participate in. Let me bring in Queen Pumi first. She introduces herself. You probably know her, but she's never been on this platform. Queen Pumi, good evening and welcome to today's broadcast. And tell us briefly about yourself.
Good evening. Honorable Mwamba, thanks for hosting me. My name is Pumulos Tumbeko, also known as Queen Pumi. I am a human rights advocate turned into a politician. I am a founder and owner of New Era Democratic Party. Thank you.
Is Lillian Mtambo. You've heard her. She's a YouTuber. She has a huge following on YouTube of over 700, and that's 250,000 on YouTube. That's very big. It's easier to draw such numbers on Facebook, but on YouTube it's quite difficult. But Lillian, welcome to the broadcast, and please just tell us briefly about yourself.
My name is Lillian Mtambo. I'm a qualified social worker, and I also studied human rights law, gender conflict and human rights at the University of Ulster. I graduated last year, December. I have been on social media since 2019, particularly because of my course. When I initially enrolled for my master's, I had to study a module with regards to advocacy through films. So I had to learn how to, create content. I wasn't really planning to be on social media, but as you may see, we have the numbers on TikTok, on YouTube, and Facebook. And I'm honored to be here. Thank you.
Ladies, I've invited you. we are trying something new, so we might have glitches with the phones, but so far we are doing very well. We are remotely broadcasting. Queen Pumi is in the US, Lily is in the UK, you, the audience, is in Zambia, I'm in the US, but we pray that everything will go well. Let's start with Mama Esther Lungu. The two of you have been very, very supportive. You've been praying for her. You've raised a lobby for her on social media. You've sided with the family on this matter between President Hakainde Hichilema and the government, and on the other side, the former First Lady and her family, the family of the late President Edgar Lungu. Today, I think things were put in abeyance. A lot of people felt distressed last week when the Attorney General won that case, and we saw celebration in the UPND camp that the body was coming to Zambia. And a lot of questions arose. How can a body go back to Zambia without the family? How do you bury this body without the owners of the body? How do you dress it? How do you put them to rest? There were all those issues. But lucky enough, the lawyers were quick. They put in an appeal, and they even hired another lawyer. And today what we have is a matter is lying, what you would call in abeyance, sine die, adjourned indefinitely, because the matters in the Constitutional Court have to be determined. What drove your motive to support the former First Lady and the family? Let's start with Lily.
Thank you so much. Personally, I was never aware of the issues that were going on with the UPND government and the family of Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu. So what drove me to trying to speak about these issues was when I realized that Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu was denied access to medical. He was denied twice, and he was even removed off the plane. And this was the first time I was hearing this. And then also with regards to the cyber laws that the UPND government has brought in. And this got me thinking. I am a woman. I'm a big advocate for conflict and human rights. And I wouldn't want to see another woman struggle with regards to burying her husband. And with just the UPND, the way they've behaved themselves with regards to disrespecting Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu and the family and trying to intimidate people on social media. This really motivated me to look at this matter. And when I started pondering more and also connecting with Queen Pumi and on TikTok, on Facebook, there is more information that was coming out. And many people were saying, speak for us. We cannot speak in Zambia presently because of cyber laws. And that got me worried. And with the way the UPND have never been remorseful, and I've never seen that kind of humility from them towards ECL's family. I remember when I first spoke about the whole case, people were saying, have you been paid by the Patriotic Front? I've never even spoken to any of them. It's just human nature should enable me to think about the welfare of a widow, the family. Was the UPND government fair in this case? Or were they trying to intimidate this family based on the fact that they are in government? To be honest, UPND has not tried at all. They have actually abused their power. And when I look at how they have abused their power, it's very painful and touching to feel that a full up or jacket of, being in office and just being a person who understands the feelings of other people. So that's what actually led me to want to speak about these issues, and a lot of things have been unveiled. It's like a can of worms. I didn't even know that there was even a poker Sunday that was fired because ECL was allowed to travel to South Africa. And to see UPND celebrate, last week is it the other week that the body was going to be brought into Zambia, and how they were disrespecting ECL. To me, I just thought there's no way we could leave the family here. And we thank God there's good news and we're celebrating with the family. Thank you so much.
Queen Pumi, you've been very forceful both on Facebook and TikTok, and you've also, on this matter, stood with the family and against what government was doing. What drove, what was your decision? Why did you, take that very strong stance?
Thank you. So, for me, I've been following the Zambian politics from 2020 and looking at President Hakainde Hichilema talking about the respect of fundamental human rights. That's one of the reasons I pulled my weight to campaign for UPND. Fast forward, UPND comes into power. Bit by bit, we see the violation of human rights against the word of the president. And I was among the first people to start condemning them, because I'm like, this is what we did not vote them to do all this. I started out as a human rights advocate, like I said. So I started following Mrs. Lungu closely and seeing her being dragged in and out of court. I was advocating for her through every time she went to court. I spoke against this abuse of a former first lady. And fast forward to 2 months ago, we lost ECL. I am a woman, I am a mother, and I have not experienced losing a spouse, but I have close friends and family who have lost their loved ones. I have lost both my parents, so I have felt the pain of losing your father. I have lost a lot of relatives in Zambia due to the HIV and AIDS pandemic. We all know that. If you're not affected, you are infected. So we know pain. All Zambians, we know the pain of losing someone you love. So to sit there and see this story of the abuse of the widow mushroom into a national circus, it pains my heart. It's emotional for all of us. The Bible in Exodus 22 to 24 talks about those abusing a widow. How did we get here where the entire government can throw government machinery to abuse a widow in whatever name or whatever context? It is wrong. I am a human rights advocate, and according to the human rights, it is a violation of the widow's right to bury her husband. To even doubt what these two, who had been together, Edgar Lungu and Esther Lungu, were married for almost 40 years. How can someone doubt what Edgar Lungu, when he was in life, His Excellency, told his wife? How can we doubt that? We are all married. If we are not married, we have families. We are, like, I have my children. I have told my children what to do with my body when I die. I have told my husband what to do with my body when I die. So how can an entire government doubt this? They have created an international embarrassment for all of us Zambians. They have abused our cultures and norms. Zambia is a diverse country. We have over 73 tribes, and every tribe have its own cultures and norms to bury their dead. Here in America, even if something is going on, the police come, you just tell them it's my culture, they leave you alone. They don't interfere with cultures and traditions. And also, so we talked about culture and the traditions and human rights violations of the Lungu family, specifically Madam Esther Lungu's human rights have been violated. And finally, we are a Christian nation. Many verses in the Bible talk about against oppressing a widow. So I am very happy that this case has been postponed indefinitely, like it should have been rightly done so. I said in one of my broadcasts that this case should be thrown out. It is a waste of time, and we don't need here to start discussing all the things that have been happening and all the embarrassing situations that this government has brought to the country. Thank you, Honorable Mwamba.
As I bring in Lily, in social media, you are very free. I don't want to be like you at the office. I want you to be free. That's what your audience love you for. If you're more official, if Queen Pumi, if you're more quisa, when Moisa Padi Emmanuel Mamba verified. Pama pages Mulashana no Kushana. So I want you to be free and I want you to express yourself very, very well. Okay, so you know, the late president dies on 5th June. On Friday, I think 6th June, the President Hakainde Hichilema, sends Mlambo Haimbe to South Africa. Mlambo Haimbe, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Relations, he arrives, he engages the family. The first thing he wants, he says, I've come with a plane, the body has to leave tomorrow latest, which was a Saturday or Sunday. There began the problem. Their obsession with the body, people couldn't understand it. The family said, no, look, we have been here the last 6 months. No government official has been here. The president has been going through medical review, specialist treatment, and in this case, he has even, we've just lost him. You just can't come from nowhere and demand for the body. Then they refused and they said, look, we have a church service that has been scheduled for Tuesday for us to mourn with the South African community. On Monday, people turn up at the morgue and they want to carry the body. The family would not have known if the hospital authorities didn't call that there are people who want to pick the body. Now, the issue was that President Hakainde Hichilema has declared the period of national mourning of 7 days and the body needs to be in Lusaka. They didn't seem to care about the welfare of the family, the welfare of the late president, even the circumstances under which he died. They were just obsessed with the mechanical issues of taking the body, bringing it to Lusaka, have a funeral, 7 days period, we go back to life. And now that is where the mystery about the body began. And now we have court cases, 2 months later, still battling about the remains of the late president. Let me bring in Lily, how you have reacted to all these.
Thank you so much. First of all, I was very disappointed with President Hakainde Hichilema. In the first instance, he never announced the death of ECL. Even though he was aware, he decided to continue commissioning buildings. And we just had the cabinet office announcing, and I was asking myself, who is that guy? Because I never knew who he was. And it took him about 7 days for him to come and speak to the Zambian people. And his presidential address was very disrespectful, in my opinion. He was standing on a white wall and, no national flag, and it was cut at the end. There was no empathy, no emotions. And for me, all I saw was somebody who, it's like you've been expecting this person to die because that's what you wanted. You wanted this person to die. You deprived him of medical. He left Zambia because of the UN Special Rapporteur that was in the country, and he was able to leave, and that's Dr. Edgar Chikwa with his wife. And because he has passed away in a foreign country, it's like he had mixed feelings of how he could react. And I don't buy statements from people when they say, no, President Hakainde Hichilema is hurt, so he wants to, first of all, react to the demise. This is the first time we've had a former president or a president pass on, and it has taken the president 7 days to come and speak to the Zambian people. And during this period, all we saw is disrespect from the UPND members on social media. There was just confusion. And even when he went to, when he came to speak to the people of Zambia in that, I don't know how many minutes that address is, he didn't show that he was worried about the negative comments that were made towards Dr. Edgar Chikwa. His, M23, more than 50 people that I've seen that are always spokespersons. This one would say this, that one would say this. There was Mwali Teta going to Belvedere Lodge, and when he spoke, it's like, there was a competition of authority. They were planning to, threaten people at the secretariat of the PF. And what we saw was leadership from Honorable Given Luminda, who decided to open a national mourning at the secretariat whilst the Zambian government was signed. And people were waiting, and, TV was normal as usual. When it was announced that it was a national mourning, there was now a competition, and people were trying to threaten others. And that was when I realized that even just posting to say ECL is normal, and I was just asking questions, people would just comment, I don't have a lawyer. I don't have a lawyer. I don't have a lawyer. I was like, is this how far our country has gotten into, where people are so oppressed? And now we are slowly seeing people speaking. And everything HH does, he's always right. And that's why I always say that, you can't have a content creator like Jito Kayumba as a young man to be your presidential advisor. There are so many people who pass through the offices of, government, like, Brigadier General Mianda, who are mature, that can educate President Hakainde Hichilema how he should run this government. It's been a total failure. And through this funeral, we were expecting to see leadership. I have seen Bamayoba Nalumango casually speaking about, we've lost a leader, and they had a meeting. She was dressed in normal clothes, yellow clothes, I remember. And we've never seen her go to the house of ECL in Chifwema. They had their gathering in Chifwema. They've never even gone to the, Patriotic Front Secretariat. That was ECL's home. And if you are promising the Zambian people that you're going to honor ECL, you start with what made ECL happy. And that's going to the PF Secretariat, meeting people, interacting with them. But it's like President Hakainde Hichilema has taken this enmity with ECL so seriously that he ensured he was deprived of medical, and he has died within 4 years of President Hakainde Hichilema being in office. It is shameful. It's actually very disgusting to see that a leader will keep such a grudge instead of being a unifier. We've seen that President Hakainde Hichilema is an elder in a church, SDA church. What is he doing as an elder? And then he has failed to demonstrate, umutima uwawina Kristo in this matter. He has never responded to the cries of us social media influencers. And we've seen the socialites even, making jokes about this. And when we condemn, nobody responds to what we say. Instead, UPND are all about character assassination. Instead of us addressing the issues, it's all about character assassination. How are we going to paint this person black to the Zambian people? Don't listen to Lillian Mutambo. Don't listen to Queen Pumi. These are failures in the diaspora. But they are forgetting that we have lived in the diaspora for decades. We have seen exemplary leadership from presidents, prime ministers in our country. Like for me in the UK, they're called prime ministers. And when there is a matter which requires a prime minister to act, they consult, they show humility. And in this case, I've always said this, that President Hakainde Hichilema must resign because he has failed as a leader. He has failed to unify us as Zambian people. We are divided. If you don't support the Red family, you are an enemy. The Red family can do anything, they're above the law. They can disrespect Edgar Chagwalungu, his wife, his children, and nobody will say anything about them. It is unfair
Queen
how
Pumi.
he's running this country.
Yeah, thank you, Lily. Queen Pumi, the hate we have seen on social media from supporters of President Hakainde Hichilema, from his online newspapers, sometimes we've seen even statements that were not befitting of the leaders. The statement, for example, given by the Vice President, W.K. Mtalena Lumango, in Parliament, where she referred to the body, Ichiwa, a ghost, you know, she didn't use appropriate words. The Minister of Home Affairs, Honorable Jack Mwimbu, also didn't. It's like they've been leading from the front, from the senior most people to their cadres. It just differs with the level of depravity of their statements, but the statements are all bad. What has been surprising in all this is that the president wants to hold a position of a statesmanship, that is worried about the late president not being buried in Zambia, and that he wants to give him a dignified period of mourning. But he has never stopped these insults against the late president himself and the family, and the polarization that this entire matter has brought. In my view, if the president had provided leadership, who would have, first of all, resolved this matter. Probably by now, would have buried the late president in Zambia. And the disunity and right division that we've seen in the country probably would not have emerged. What are your reflections on this?
Thank you, Honorable. So this is very sad, you know, to see the top leadership in UPND feeding the hatred. They are the source. It's like the queen bee. They are laying eggs of hatred. It's starting from their leadership from the top. Panganda. Nga walikuwa tensere n'abaana bo be bakaba bansere efire ekitika. Eh? The problem is these UPND leaders, they are leading from a place of hatred. How can they lead from a place of hatred when they have the instruments of power? ECL handed over power peacefully. He respected the constitution of Zambia. This UPND, they have killed Ubuntu. Nabepa Ubuntu Muzambia twale chindi kemfwa na fenomba nga pali chiro pali neba kuya walosha. But you are starting from these useless cadres, ukuya nomba kuma officials, you are there issuing remarks which are like tantamount to insult and disrespecting the grieving family and all of us who are well-meaning Zambians, who want a better Zambia, who want one Zambia, one nation, who want politics of maturity. But these people, they are practicing AMA politics here under five. Under five politics, where you can see a minister of Muchinga province. Is it a minister of Muchinga province? An MP from Mbala. He was in the forefront in a video. Akatumbi Kareisa. This person has not been fired. And yet the president is insisting we want to bury him with honor and integrity. We saw Mr. Kabesha on an interview saying all the things he said, and even saying, if the Edgar Lungu family walk out, we shall bury him. How dare you say that? How dare you think you can even bury someone without their family? It's an insult. It's ridiculous. Only in Zambia, anywhere in the world, an unclaimed body is the one that is buried. Even for them to bury an unclaimed body, they publish a notice in the paper to say there are so many bodies. If you are missing a relative, they give them time to, and people go and identify the bodies, and if not, then the state buries after a notice. Number, a person who was a Republican president and have a widow there, a whole family, a whole nation. We are tired of you by UPND. The funeral itself, the way it was carried on, there were two funerals, one at the Secretariat, one at Belvedere. When this funeral started, the UPND were clad in their regalia, mourning, dancing Kuriaku Belvedere. How dare you by UPND? You insult our customs and traditions. Enough is enough. We are tired of you behaving like little kids. This is childish behavior. Chimono buloshi, bambibalenda buloshi, we can call it whatever we want because it's not making sense. You guys are not making sense at all. Kumbe ovedia mwaleshana neftenge mwafwa leftenge if you UPND. Like, what do you want in this country? What do you really want? You were in opposition for 20 years. I thought that maybe you coming into power, you would practice mature politics, not this under five politics you are practicing, and you are saying you want to bury him with dignity. Where is the dignity if your people are calling the late ECL a Katumbi? What dignity is there? It's mockery and humiliation. And I said it that the courts in South Africa should throw out this case. You are holding ECL a prisoner in death. This is what it is. And then you are boasting, oh, ECL is the only president who died with his immunity. Yeah, but look at what you did to the man. The man died because of your evilness. You denied him health care. We shall call it what it is and will not be scared. And all of you, we have seen videos going online. Hey, they are on a wanted list. They will be caught at the airport. Yeah, catch me at the airport. If it's your father's airport, you are going to catch me there. Because when I was campaigning for PF, I flew to Zambia many times. I was not threatened. So how dare UPND? You are intimidating a whole country. Videos, oh, uyomwa ichi blaze, nobody nefye to alamwikata. Mwikati. You have people who are insulting ECL in Muchitumbi, saying things I can't even repeat here. Nasty things that only a lunatic can say. These people, they are supposed to be locked up behind bars, but they're walking free and sleeping in their beds. We people here, we are just checking, doing our checks and balances and telling you Zambian by UPND to behave like mature politicians. Stop this witch hunting and childish behavior. You are embarrassing us. So how do you feel now that this case has been postponed indefinitely? With ECL still lying in a morgue there. We are celebrating, but it's not good. The reason we are celebrating is that UPND, they have not given you the evil will to do what you wanted. Thank you, Honorable Mwamba.
Lily, before we go
Yes.
to the next subject, your views about this matter.
So basically, one thing that UPND don't recognize is the power in the women. As women, when we see a situation like this, listen to our voices. Not people who are eating with you, but people who understand real pain. We are women, but the UPND government does not respect women. They think we are not a factor. And that's why, Ambassador Mwamba, I decided to publicly resign from the UPND as a party member. They resorted to social media, mocking the fact that I wasn't a factor. but they can feel the weight of the things that we keep on speaking about. The issues that happened with the funeral, we talked against the regalia of UPND uniforms and the picture of President Hakainde Hichilema next to ECL in the same room where people are supposed to be signed. And it was taken so casually at Belvedere. And there was mockery about, the food. There is no food at the PF Secretariat. Come and eat at Belvedere Lodge. There's a lot of food. We are not concerned about food. We are concerned about how you are running the country as if we don't matter. And I'm here to warn President Hakainde Hichilema and the UPND government. The same way we fought for you to win the elections in 2021 by removing the Patriotic Front, we use social media. I hear people say there's no opposition. We, the women, are the opposition. And once women stand together united to say we don't want you, then we don't want you. And our mother, Madam Mutita Hichilema, has been a big disappointment. She has never even dared step a foot in South Africa. She has never even dared to go to Chifwema. We haven't seen her active in this matter. But we saw her on Saturday or Sunday, at the memorial of the couple, our former and late president of Zambia, Mwanawasa. And the speech that the president made there shows that we're being governed by jokers. In this time when people are mourning and are thinking of how this leadership can offer comfort even to the family of Dr. Edgar Chagwa, President Hakainde Hichilema always brags and he feels he's untouchable. I heard him speak recently when he was giving people jobs. He said, there's too many Kwenyus. If I wasn't in this government, I would have wanted to be part of this government. The pride that President Hakainde Hichilema, presents himself shows that this is somebody who will never ask for forgiveness. And this matter of Dr. Edgar Chagwa, even with his wife, what's going on, he should have asked for forgiveness. But what President Hakainde Hichilema is doing is abusing power, abusing position by putting an injunction on the body of ECL. And one irritating statement I've heard even from the UPND members, even from Madam Nalumango, was that ECL lost when he was alive. Do you want him to lose even in his death? Now that was disrespectful. This UPND government don't mean well for the Zambian people. They have failed to demonstrate that they can listen to the voice of the woman. It doesn't matter if you look at me as somebody who's not important, but I have over 1 million people that listen to what I have to say. When you guys are eating and enjoying yourselves, you don't see the pain of the Zambian people. We do. And therefore, when a woman complains, listen to them. There are so many examples I can cite. Honorable Jack Mwimbu, the statements they just make in parliament, no empathy at all. They even tried to touch on Tarsila Lungu's seat until we condemned it on social media. She's mourning her father, and President HH and his government have taken them to court. She's in South Africa for this. Some MP in UPND was asking if her seat can be nullified. All UPND care about is the number of MP seats that they can get, so that in 2026, they should win the elections, which they are not going to win anyway. Zambian people, I am begging you. I am comfortable in the United Kingdom. I am not suffering. But we cannot continue having a leader that is making you suffer, that has failed to even show remorse. There is letter evidence that shows that ECL was even banned from even visiting certain embassies because President Hakainde Hichilema ordered that they should break that relationship. And that relationship can only be broken if ECL has a criminal offense. President Hakainde Hichilema's government has worked so hard to paint ECL bad. And I've taken upon myself and my team, Queen Pumi and the others from the diaspora, to continue telling people about the legacy of Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu. With recent happenings of certain pages that belong to the UPND, trying to tag our president as a drug dealer is even more shocking. President Hakainde Hichilema, for how long will you be painting your fellow Zambian black like you have? Remember that you will never be in that position for life. A time will come. Just like the Bible tells us that there's a season for everything. You brag about immunity. But did you ensure that ECL had access to medical? The reason why he even went into active politics was to protect his family. Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu died for the Zambian people. If he never died, I, Lillian Mutambo, would have never known how wicked and bad-hearted Hakainde Hichilema is. There is no way anybody would stand and say the reason why these things are happening is because of how HH was treated when ECL was in government. We are not here to justify that, because that's what the UPND have been saying. Even Wakabesha said it on the Sunday interview. Do you think ECL was mistreated? You can't compare. He wasn't. Now we thank God for the Constitutional Court, because we'll be able to state all these things. How he was denied medical, how HH was stopping him from jogging, something that helps with his mental health. Right now, they've just given some rough figures that over 100,000 people have suffered from mental health issues. Do you know what that says? HH is an oppressor. He is oppressing people. They cannot speak on social media. And they have no electricity to operate their businesses. But he's always kwenyu, kwenyu, kwenyu. Why? To him, he is the perfect president. He's not seeing his mistakes. He's just seeing himself as a leader who everyone should admire, like he said. President Hakainde Hichilema, we've had very strong presidents in Africa. The Idi Amins. Where are they today? I hope the UPND that are eating with you today will stand with you when we cross that bridge next year, 2026. I'm telling you this. The people that are smiling and clapping, that you've even given jobs as human rights commissioners, human rights that they don't even speak for widows like Mama Esther, because they're on payroll. They rather write statements of how ECL's family is stubborn. No, they are not stubborn. They are protecting the legacy of Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu. And as women, standing for another woman and other fellow women who are, sisters to ECL and cousins and children like Mama Betha, you know that we are the majority in Zambia. In the whole world, women are the majority. And therefore, if you don't listen to the voice of a woman, you are doomed for failure. If I were you, I would have called Lillian Mutambo, Queen Pumi, and share the voice of Zambia and consult. How do we handle this matter? We would have given you advice for free. Not what Jito Kayumba is giving you. A young man that is enjoying a luxurious life, flying to Dubai every time, and cheating you that the grassroots is with you. No woman in this period of you even taking Mama Esther Lungu to court will stand by you. It can never happen. Ni chani mwakosela papa umubiri waba Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Those are the questions Banamayo very pusha. What's with this desperation? Is he a relative? Why can't you speak to the family? But as usual, UPND have pride. They say bomb money, bomb. And they also try to refer to how the Patriotic Front in their reign argued with the family of KK, but they are forgetting that KK was on full benefit and ECL went back to active politics and his benefits were withdrawn. But Rakabesha said the benefits of ECL were returned to him because he was no longer in active politics, he died. How do you give back the benefits of a former president who has died when he really needed those benefits when he was alive? It is pure mockery. And that is why we, the diasporan women, support that Mama Esther Lungu should choose where she wants to bury her husband. But in future, we will bury ECL in Zambia, but definitely not under the UPND government. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for those strong words, Queen Pumi and Lillian. You can drink some water. I'm going to play a few videos. Then we'll quickly move to the other subject. And I then invite our people to participate in the debate.
We want to set a precedent. Let them give us reasons why the current president should not go near the casket. And who has told them that he wants to be near the casket anyway? Who has told them that he wants to be near the casket? If they want to say he shouldn't see the body, but who has told them that he wants to see the body? Why these speculations?
Maybe it's because you're arguing that really this must happen. Maybe that's why
it's assumptions. Even the court was asking them, presiding. The court was asking. Their lawyer couldn't explain. Presiding. You yourselves, in your written notes, you are saying Bishop Arik Banda should preside. So why are you now saying the president will preside? You yourselves. So what is presiding? They couldn't explain what presiding is.
He was not just a citizen. He was a head of state. And if somebody says there were issues, yes, there are always issues. But in death, we converge to honor the dead, to bury them decently for the president with all the honors, military honors. After the burial, we talk about anything we're unhappy about.
How can you allow somebody who has murdered your son or your daughter and you are still mourning to come and attend the funeral and we need to speak at the funeral?
But how good your son
was. And you know about it, you say, wait a minute, what's happening? And I think I can just say the whole thing. I summed it up when I spoke to one guy. I said, because how can you, Ambassador, a Catholic, be remembered in a Jehovah's Witness hall?
Yeah.
In the 10th anniversary, or how do you get
to be dishonored?
How do you get remembered in a SDA church when everyone knows that you're Catholic and so on? And the state insists. The party, friends and all. So I only lamented that why should you be stripping me of these things and then pushing me and saying, no, we want to protect you. No, you see, demeaning of the president to be seen to be going without this or that. I said, I don't need you. You don't need me. So I was very clear. I've not complained at all. The time that I've complained is when I've been harassed. I said, you stripped me of everything, but leave my liberty, my dignity, and my rights. That's what I'm saying even now. You see, 1 minute I walk the street, somebody says you can't walk the street because you're a former president, you are in danger of being attacked and people might attack you and will be blamed as police. That's why we're following you. The next minute I said, but you mean you didn't know that I was former president? When you strip me of these things, please go and put your house in order. The next minute I want to go to church, somebody goes into church and says,
Okay, ladies, I hope you quickly got some water. We can go to the next topic before we open the phone lines. I was saying the event that occurred on Saturday, it was a memorial for the late president. It was a bit irregular because the state has announced that the only sponsor and the president will attend or cabinet will give it official presence if it is the first anniversary, 5th, 10th, 15th, 20th, 25th, like that. The first one, the next 5 years, and the next 5 years after that. This was the 17th. It wasn't the 20th. It wasn't the 15th. So it was a memorial service for the late president, Zambia's state president, Levi Patrick Mwanawasa. President Hakainde Hichilema attended this ceremony. It was a joint commemoration with the issue of the former First Lady, Mama Maureen Mwanawasa, who died on the day that the late president was put to rest, or she was put to rest on the day that the late president died. Yeah, I think that's the correct scenario. Now, there are two issues there. There is a SADC meeting going on in Antananarivo in Madagascar. Our president missed it. He sent the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mulambo Haimbe, because the president has been saying he's grieving. When he met the U.S. ambassador and when he met some other delegation, he's been very quick to say he's been mourning, he's not been moving. He missed the Kwamboka ceremony, the Mtomboko ceremony. He missed the Luindi Gonde ceremony. He has taken very few travels because he says he's mourning his predecessor. But his actions do not show that he's mourning his predecessor. And that has been a matter of worry. And since you are women, what the president said, I think is a matter that I solicit for your views. While giving his address, while giving his tribute on the difficulties of holding the office and the challenges that those that hold office go through, including their family, he attributed to a matter that continues to be, I think, a point of embarrassment, not only to Chipokota Mwanawasa, but to the nation. There was an area allegations last year that, sadly, there was an allegation that Chipo was pregnant by the president. That's how big the allegation was. And the Inspector General of Police came and issued a statement, said there were people cyberbullying Chipo Mwanawasa, who's a policy analyst at State House, and other people were called to defend her. Just when the matter died, the president, you remember that video, I'll look for it, he was speaking and he says, look, they are attacking me, they are so evil, they are so bad. Chipo, are you pregnant? Can you stand up? Show the audience if you are pregnant. And the poor young lady was made to stand and show that she wasn't pregnant. I found that totally disrespectful, whatever the allegation was. The president repeated the matter in the presence of the First Lady and in the presence of the entire nation. Let's just listen to this, then I'll solicit for your views.
This Chipokota here one day came to me weeping in State House because she gets whipped because she's a Mwanawasa on things she doesn't even know. And I said, Chipo, sit here. This is part of your inheritance. You have to accept that. Indeed, And I said, go back to your office and continue working. Surely, to say that Chipo, my daughter, can carry the president's child, myself, is that a matter that we should really be discussing in the public? But it comes with the territory. And I said, go back to your office and continue working. It was very difficult for her. So this is what this public office are. And my wife is a mother to her. I said, what is this? I said, relax. Just relax. Relax. That's your daughter then.
So, Queen Pumi, this was a serious matter. As you can hear, even the First Lady confronted him over this matter. And, he casually says, I told her to relax, relax. But there are also other issues from a professional perspective. State House is a professional institution. It has a hierarchy. The president discloses that the young lady walked up to his office and gave this personal, emotive allegation that she had seen in the media and that she was crying about it. I thought there would be human rights. I mean, there would be the department that deals with things like that. You have the principal private secretary, and you have the permanent secretary. There is even, the human department that should deal with this issue. You are a practitioner, I know this. Just give us your perspective about this entire matter. I think that the president continues to embarrass the young lady.
Excuse me. So, first of all, I think it's too much information. I wonder if the president has got the people, they liaise with his media team, what to present to the public. I just wonder, like, how can he say that in public? So I question the integrity of the media team who write the speeches for the president. And then coming to Chipo, as a young woman, she's a highly educated woman. And I think we can call it favoritism, or maybe not born with a silver spoon. Maybe I can say that. She was born with a silver spoon, as she's a daughter to the former president. So she landed actually 2 jobs at one time in this UPND government. So for me, when that happened last year, it went viral and I posted it on my page. I was attacked and insulted, but I merely asked a question. I'm like, okay. So coming to Chipo, it's like, as a woman, I'm talking about myself now. I won't accept anyone to talk to me like that. It's like, why is she taking this bashing? It's humiliation. Actually, Chipo is being humiliated. This is my opinion. I can say it. So I'm just saying, like, as an educated woman who was born with a silver spoon in her mouth, she can work anywhere. But why does she feel like she has to take this humiliation? That is my question to Chipo. I want her to think about her life and her future. She's young, she's educated, and she can get a job anywhere because she comes from a privileged place. So that's my message to Chipo and to all young women out there. Chipo is not just anyone who's like struggling to survive. She's highly accomplished, highly educated, beautiful young lady, has the credentials. She can walk anywhere and get a job. But the question which I ask is, why is she being accepting to humiliation on Chipo's part? On the president's part, I've talked about the media team. I question them. Chipo, I question her. Now on His Excellency, the President, Hakainde Hichilema, I think as a president, let's have boundaries on what to discuss. And this is just me. I think like this government, this presidency, They are propagandists. They like to sway away the people from the real issues we should be discussing. And this is my bone of contention with them, because every time they talk, when I sit, I think, I'm like, but why is he talking about that? But this is their art, the art of deception. They always talk about things which take us nowhere. Whether he has a child with Chipo or not, it will take us nowhere. It will not reduce the price of midi meal. It will not reduce the price of fuel. It will not end load shedding. Now, again, fast forward to Saturday, he brings up the same issue himself. When with Chipo is suing people who commented on that case. People are in court right now. And when I woke up today, I made a comment. I'm like, okay, how can we develop as a country when we are talking about things which don't affect the welfare of Zambians? Zambia is the 6th poorest country in the whole world. Out of, I think, 156 countries, we are at bottom of the barrel. Our multi-dimensional poverty index is at below 50%, meaning 50% of Zambians, when they wake up, tabaishwe fyo baladia, tabaishwe no balafunya clean water. But we have this presidency which is always promoting sensational things, talking about Chipo. Who cares about president? We know that you come from komuzwagu muzikomuzwagu limali tulibatonga. Kutinamula yandanga mo watabi alobaga into 20. Tagunga chetunga tojita. So well, let's just, let's just focus on why we are in government. But president ndamiwo babia ayobagani maganenu kuti namula yandanga mawata Chipo at any other young girls tagubi yangwa ngoamba olugumibuya kambo wuli mali kotuzwa. So we Zambians, let's be careful and make sure that we focus on developing Zambia, because that's what's important. We have to take our people out of poverty. So many people, so many things are going wrong. Like people, for example, they just can't even call and ask a question on this show. It has to be anonymous. Why? Because of all the oppression that is happening. So I just want, in closing on this topic, it's really disappointing to see that the president can't go and travel to attend a meeting for SADC where they're talking about developing countries, but he stays here and goes to a memorial. And then in that memorial, the main topic which went viral is about living people. The viral topic was not about what Mwanawasa did or what Madam Mwanawasa did. No. So what is this Mwebantu? Twaya ku memorial mukulanda papa pabantu just people who are there? Was this memorial about them or about the dead people? I'm confused. And they continue to confuse me every day. And this is what they want. Benazamde chen tuisuke ya menso. Malefokula tuchita confused every day with topics, irrelevant things which won't put food on the Zambian's table, which won't end poverty in Zambia. If every day we wake up, we're talking about drama, I swear, before you know it, 2026 election will be knocking when we are supposed to be focusing on it. Have you registered as voters? These areas on the northern and eastern blocks, Copper Belt, Lusaka, we need to hit the ground running. Make sure everyone, people, register to vote. Get your NRC, get your voters card. We need to take this government out of power before they drive us all crazy. Thank you, Honorable Mwamba.
This Chipokota here one day came to me weeping in the State House because she gets whipped because she's a Mwanawasa on things she doesn't even know. And I said, Chipo, sit here. This is part of your inheritance. You have to accept that. Indeed. And I said, go back to your office and continue working. Surely, to say that Chipo, my daughter, can carry the president's child, myself, is that a matter that we should really be discussing in the public? But it comes with the territory. And I said, go back to the office and continue working. It was very difficult for her. So this is what this public office are. And my wife is a mother to her. I said, what is this? I said, relax. Just relax. Relax.
Ladies, you are back. I played that for you because I noticed that you had quickly taken time. Give your comments, then we can open the phone lines. There are many topics we could have discussed, but I think I picked these two issues, the matter in South Africa and the matter of the president. He has not attended official function. He has not gone internationally. He has missed Mtomboko ceremony, Luindi Gonde ceremony. He has cancelled most of the programs because he says he's mourning. And he has not traveled to the SADC meeting that was taking over the weekend, that was taking place in Antananarivo, in Madagascar, because he says he's mourning. But his actions are totally different. The insults from his cadres, insults from his leaders, the hate campaign even on ZMBC. And now he goes to a memorial recognizing two giant personalities in our country, the third president, Levi Patrick Mwanawasa, and the former First Lady Mama Maureen Mwanawasa. If you watch the entire memorial, and I watched it, you had great speeches, especially from people like Sebastian Copeland. The president comes, was waffling, and then he drops this, first of all, in the presence of the First Lady. And I thought that was personally embarrassing. And he confirms it. He says she had even asked about it, and he said, relax. Then Chipo also, according to the president, went and, she went to cry to him. Again, you would think that with the structured State House, Human Resource Department, the head of State House, who's the principal private secretary, PS, that probably that matter should have gone through them than her going directly to the president. The president just made things worse. A matter that had died, and he relieved it. What is your view, Lily, before we go to the other matter and open the phone lines?
Thank you so much, Ambassador Mwamba. For me, personally, when I saw the clip last year a little bit, I didn't pay much attention to it. But I've been a big advocate from the beginning of Chipo Mwanawasa's appointments. I have never accepted her appointments because I saw them as being, too favorable for her. They came on a silver plate. And when I talked about it in the UPND, they said Chipo Mwanawasa was the one who was funding campaign. I said, well, I was going in Kalekiriki compound. I was going in those areas. I've never seen this go anywhere. And, UPND always have things to defend. They defended this young lady. I said, okay, that's fine. And here we are today. There's a rumor that, it is alleged that she carried a baby of the president. He made her stand up last time. Excuse me. And now, this time, he's just showing himself that he is in love. That's what men do when they're in love with women. That's my comment. My comment is, President Hakainde Hichilema sounds guilty. Did he have to do that in front of his wife? No, that was so embarrassing. And it's like he told his wife, where we are going, I'll make sure I address this. Bearing in mind, when Mama Maureen Mwanawasa died, President Hakainde Hichilema's wife was never there. So what has changed for her to attend this event? Why didn't she attend? Those are the questions we should be asking. And, they always say that there's no smoke, without fire. There's always something. He's made himself so vulnerable because he has no advisors. He has Jito Kayumba, the young ones, who are advising him based on social media. President Hakainde Hichilema needs to understand that not everybody will like him. And that's why I always say this, that I love President Hakainde Hichilema. And that's why I stood by him. But to see him make all these mistakes and to hear the insults raining on us, I always say those people that defend him, they don't love him. It's only us who tell the truth when he's making mistakes that truly love him. We will never lose anything by telling HH the truth. And Chipo Mwanawasa, she was a highlight of the event, a memorial which was supposed to be a reminder of a great leader and her mother. But out of all the speeches, you are right, Ambassador Mwamba. I shared the full video on my YouTube channel. And I was really impressed with the speeches. But President doesn't practice what he preaches. He was waffling, as you have said. And even as he was reading, I don't think he really paid attention to it. He just wanted to get it out there. And it's not about maybe he does that so that people can talk about it. No, it's because he has no advisors. That's the reason why he is running the country by himself. How does Chipo Mwanawasa become so privileged to have the president as your counselor, advisor, comforter, and the mediator of pain, when there should be other departments? Of all the people, she went straight to the president's office, probably zoomed in. We were not there. We're not part of State House. But president is giving us a picture of what happens in State House. We didn't ask for it. So we're asking questions. President Hakainde Hichilema, how special is Chipo that she has to jump all these departments and come straight to you? And the rumor about Chipo never started from anywhere apart from State House. State House leaked that rumor that there was an alleged relationship, and it was alleged that Chipo went away for a holiday abroad, and people believe she went to deliver a baby. And all those allegations, it's like he's trying to justify that it never happened. But all I know is there is nothing hidden under the sun. Just one day we will know if it was true, because this time you have government machinery. And this is the first time I'm hearing it right now, as Queen Pumi was speaking, that Chipo has even sued people. She's even gone to sue people. It's shocking. I'm surprised. I'm just shocked that she's suing people over this.
The comments are already in. Someone has said Chipo should have gone to the first lady. She shouldn't even have gone to the president. Now,
This is DJ Mutati exclusive.
Alright, that's all right for you today, lovely viewers. If you did enjoy the video, please don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about the video you just watched in the comment section below. I'll be super glad to hear from you, lovely viewers. Once again, I go by the name of Mutati Mpundu. I love you, peace, I gotta go.